Today's maintenance on the GX460 is changing the fluid of the front differential. This has to be done every 30 to 50,000 miles, 30,000 miles if you're doing a lot of towing. Otherwise, 50,000 miles plus may be appropriate. You'll need a socket set and a number of other items to complete this job. Link below to get yours. This is an oil spill mat, something to catch the oil. A level, you'll see why we need that later. Torque wrench. The new gear oil, we're using 75W90 Valvoline. This is compatible with the original OEM Lexus fluid. And a fluid pump if you're not going to use gravity to get your new fluid into the system.
Does your bulky wallet hurt your butt when sitting on it in your back pocket? In your front pocket, does your fat wallet leave an unsightly silhouette? The thin wallet is exactly what you need. At only 6 millimeters thick when packed with 8 cards and cash, thin is less than half the thickness of the typical bifold or trifold wallet. The trick? Thin does not fold. Cards, cash, and wallet material are not all stacked on top of one another. Further, thin bends to conform to your body shape and movements. All the while, thin fits in your back pocket, front pocket, or bag. Thin wallet is comfortable, sleek, and invisible in your pocket. Order Thin, the world's slimmest wallet, at the link below. Your butt will thank you.
I had some trouble getting under the vehicle to do this job, so it is jacked up. The front is on some ramps and the rear is on some jack stands. Just for safety, I have a few extra jack stands, and that jack is not supporting any load, it's just there for safety. I've leveled the vehicle so that when I fill with differential fluid, I'm not overfilling nor underfilling. Our first task is to remove this plate, and we'll do that using a 12 millimeter socket. Remove bolts 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is your front differential. It's in line with your front wheels. These two plugs are important, 1 and 2. This is the drain plug, and this is the fill plug. So before we get too far into the project, we want to make sure that we can loosen both of these up, especially this one. Otherwise we drain the fluid and we can't fill it. So I have a 10 millimeter Allen key. It's best to get a 10 millimeter Allen key that fits into a socket set, but we're going to use this today. And to provide some leverage, we'll use a wrench here and see if we can open this up. Okay, it's loose. So I'll snug it up a little bit and then see if we can loosen up the fill plug. We can go ahead and remove entirely this fill plug. When you pull off the fill plug, make sure that you have with it the original crush washer. You don't want to leave the crush washer on this housing and apply then 2 crush washers. Our fluid catch pan is in place, so let's remove this drain plug. And wow, you can see at the end of this plug, it's got some nasty junk in it. It's a good thing we're changing this fluid. And that spill right there is why I use an oil spill mat. This protects my driveway from stains. Clean up your bolt and remove the original copper washer. We're gonna replace this washer. Also clean up your fill plug and remove the original crush washer. We're also going to replace this. Clean up the drain and fill holes to make sure you get a really good seal later. You also need 2 new washers, a crush washer for your fill plug and a copper washer for your drain plug. This kit linked below contains a number of washers you need for a number of different jobs, including this front differential job. Fit the new copper washer on the drain plug and fit the new crush washer on the fill plug. Make sure when you do that, the flat side of the crush washer is facing the head of the bolts. This will touch and crush against the housing when tightened. All of our fluid has drained, so let's reassemble our drain plug. I'll snug up a bit with my 10 millimeter Allen key. Later, I'll come back with the proper tool and tighten this to the correct torque spec. We now need to fill with new fluid. You can do this in one of 2 ways. You can use a pump like I am going to, or you can put a tube into the fill plug and then run that tube up to the top of the engine and pour your new fluid in with a funnel, allowing gravity to do the work. Unfortunately, for this particular job, my pump is the wrong size. This is meant for much larger bottles of fluid, but we're gonna make it work anyway. So let's put this end of the tube into the fill hole. And this end of the pump goes into the new fluid container. We're gonna give this some pumps in order to move the new fluid into the differential. Capacity on the vehicle is 1.5 quarts, so we're gonna go through one of these containers and then half of another one. We'll use our second container now, and we know we're full when fluid starts dribbling out of the fill hole. So we made this particular pump work for the job, but I'm gonna leave a link below for the proper pump for these containers and other containers you might purchase. Just make sure you get the right one. Remove your fill tube and reassemble your fill bolt. Snug this up with your 10mm Allen key, and we're later gonna come back and tighten this to the proper torque spec. With a hex socket and a torque wrench, tighten the drain bolt to 48 foot-pounds. And tighten the fill plug to 29 foot-pounds. Reinstall the protective cover. This job was quite easy, and with less than 1 hour invested, this Lexus GX460 is ready to roll another 50,000 miles before the front differential fluid is changed again. I hope this helps you with your project.